Alright, this should be Narayan versus Fduch. It is. Alright, we are into game one. Oh, oh, the button, the button. Wow, yeah. Hell yeah. Alright. Aerial specialist coming out for Fduch, who is our blue player. And we have our red player, Narayan. Still taking their time to decide. Speed spec. Okay, so badgers for both players. Marksman for Narayan. And we got some Void Eyes coming out for Fduch. Let me just... That's over here. Goodbye, chat window. And let's just kind of line this up a little bit. And there we go. Here we are. All right. So we got some aggro coming in from Narayan, who is running Scorching Charge and Counterfire. I've been seeing this page a fair bunch, right? The range, Napalm, Scorching Charge, Counterfire. Scorching Charge, Counterfire seems like surprisingly strong on the line now. Like this friggin' 80% and 50% hit. It's so much health. They get so tanky. And the charge gets off so consistently. And then on defense, right, range Napalm just seems busted. Busted. Like, even underground crawlers struggle, because, like, as soon as the first underground crawler starts going through, you just get this wine of napalm. It is nutty strong. Nutty strong. Alright, Void Eye is being picked up for Narayan. Interesting. And Fduch taking their time to deploy. Are they going to have this... Wait, is Fduch okay? Hang on. Looks like the game is being remade. Oh dear. Oh no, false start. Alright. I'm gonna... What actually happens here? Like, did someone leave? Interesting. It's like we're just stuck here. Alright. Anyways. Well, false starts are okay. They happen. Alright. Let's go over here. Do this. Alright, back it up, y'all. Let's try this again. Indeed. How's it going, Marlfox? How did your games go recently? Where'd you end up? I don't think I'm following you yet, so I can't, like, look. Although, I guess you can't really see, like, people's profiles anyways. That's so weird to me. I want to be able to see people's profiles. I feel like that would be cool. Just having, like, a little profile page, some little customization you can do, show off. Hell yeah, that'd be sick. Let me collect my points here, and I think... There we go. Fun games, but dropping Elo. That's how she goes sometimes. That's how she goes. Elo's just a number. What matters is You know, I was really hoping something incredibly profound would come to mind as I was saying that, but nah. How far my games been? They've been alright. You know, Cold came back for the past couple of days, so I threw a lot of games. But no, I'm having a good time. With this game. I love me some Bellum. That's there. The dreaded Cold. Thank you. Appreciate that. She is what she is. Alright. Do we have like an instant to look at the bracket? I'm gonna show this off really. No, there's not enough time. 30 seconds. No. Alright. Important thing. Narayan versus Fduch. After that, aicad versus IcyD. And then we got like the losers half Oh, and then you have the winners. Oh my god. All right, we're just going to look at the bracket after this game. It'll all make sense. Trust me. I know how to describe things. All right, all right, all right. Let us prepare to click the button. All right, all right. Fduch Narayan, this time hopefully for real. And let us look at the packs. There are no badgers this time, so I'm not going to have a pack mirror from the last game or the last attempt. Marksman specialist for Fduch, getting some tarantulas, and training specialist. Balls and fangs for Narayan. Greetings. So, yeah, standard balls coming in for Narayan. Doesn't want to do any fang gang stuff. And Marksman coming down for Fduch. Are they running? They are running AP. So we could get some Tarantula carry going if things go wild. Well, usually balls do okay into them. Narayan correctly guessing the side we would see. Oh my god, correctly guessing the side Fduch is pushing on. And with this layout, it's kind of a true 50-50. Alright. Arc lights for Narayan. One of them leveled already. Training spec pretty good, pretty good. Ooh. Small turret getting taken out early by Marksman. And here come the balls. How quickly can they lock on the tarantulas? One of them locking on already, and I think the other tarantula's about to... Yeah, there she goes. Well, actually, can the marksman... No, not a chance. So, not too bad of a round, although Fduch would have loved to have taken it. A little bit of chip damage to start things off. We have our orange man coming down for Fduch. Ooh, smart marksman offered and very fast click. Makes a lot of sense. You already got 3 marky boys on the board. Mustangs for Narayan. Okay. And a 4th marksman. Coming in for a blue pair, just lining them all up. Additional tarantula. Is that getting added on the right or the left? We also had an extra crawler coming down. Interesting, interesting. Feels hard for me to gauge who's in a better spot this round. I feel like Narayan has... Oh, yeah, it's really just going to depend on what this orange man can lock into, because if he can start one-shotting the balls, I mean, that'll be the round, right? Yeah, these balls are getting taken out way faster than last round. Just not able to actually get the damage onto the tarantulas that they needed to. And that is a very convincing round with quite a lot of damage coming in. What is that? That's like 1,000 damage. Good lord. Still, 4,500 to 3,640. Narayan started with a lot more health than our blue player. Whoa, that was fast. What was that? Scorpion. And that sounded like a cell to me. Makes sense. We just want more tarantulas, and things are looking good. Very curious if we get a mech rage click soon. Phoenix, the unit of choice for Narayan, getting some DPS that doesn't need to get into melee range to accomplish something, as these balls... double-digit damage and barely triple. Hate to see it. Badger's coming down. One of the leveled Arclight actually being sold off. And that gives him just enough money to level a Badger as well on the drop. I don't mind that. Certainly in these short-range engagements, you're gonna favor Badgers over Arclights in terms of raw, clear potential. Missile taking out the Smungus. Very nice. Ooh, 2, 3, all 4 of the Phoenix getting locked right at the start of the battle. You hate to see that. And these Tarantula Marksmen are just gonna clean house again. It's what, 1200 damage coming down now? Uh-oh. Any of these Tarantulas snuck a level? I'd be surprised. Ooh, one has. Improved firepower, good item. Ooh, both players picking up advanced targeting system. In what is... like, this is a headbutt. Well, it's not quite, because like headbutt's normally more on the line. Does this still count? Either way, it's really short. I'm surprised they went for it. But, hey, you know? Let's go. I've been seeing advanced targeting system getting picked a lot more than it used to be in general. I wonder if just players have been reevaluating, like, hey, how powerful is that 10 range? Because, good lord, 10 range is sometimes the difference between a won and lost round, and can lead to these massive swings. Massive. Range is a slightly hidden sometimes, but very broken stat, so... Alright. Fangs. A little bit of a crawler flank. That should pull... whole bunch. Can we get something in front of these Phoenix? Seeing them get insta-locked was not great. They still got a bit of damage off, but not quite getting the work done you'd want to see. Leveled tower from blue. Makes sense. Keep that weak side a little bit more difficult to stab at. Shallow crawler flank. Coming out from blue. Let's go. Taking out that rapid fire again with a missile. Great move. Okay. Ooh. Only one Phoenix getting locked right away, so looking a lot better. And some Phoenix have gotten locks on Tarantulas. Ooh. One Tarantula taken out. Can we take out a second? We can't. Oh, good lord. Uh-oh. Okay. Guessing we got more Tarantula levels. Those are 2 more Tarantula levels. The blue marksmen have all leveled. Ooh, I'm expecting haste or efficient light. Enhancement module with Tarantula levels seems maybe a little much. I think you'd rather be keeping the levels you get on these guys anyways. Yeah, haste module picked up for Fduch and efficient light for Narayan. Both makes a lot of sense. Ball getting sold off. Wasn't accomplishing a ton anyways. And we have some spiders coming down on the left side of the map. And you have to expect this is going to get the tower, right? Narayan still hasn't solved the right-hand side of their board. So any sort of stab here on the left from Fduch is going to be very deadly. And we have hackers coming in. You know what? I like the hackers. Hackers make a lot of sense here. These tarantulas are pretty reasonable targets to tank. I don't think there's super fast pressure onto the hackers, right? We don't have things, you don't have a ton of balls and all that rolling in. So they should remain reasonably safe. I'm really just worried about this tower on the left-hand side and what this debuff's going to end up causing. Ooh! First hacker getting taken out very quickly. Second one's gonna grab a tarantula though, very nice. And starting work on another. However, the tower debuff comes in just in time to save the tarantula, and that is a sweep of a round. It's Narayan at 550 health, round 5. Good lord. Alright, unit drops. What can we do to shore this up? It feels like it's a lot of a chaff problem for Narayan, just DPS locks way too quick. Sabers coming in for Narayan, also a great choice. Very strong into the spiders. have enough health to like be able to tank the marksman for a little bit. So that's I'm not going to do math. It is too early in the morning, but that's like at least more than 2 shots for a marksman to take out the blue sabers. Ooh, rejab. I like field maintenance. Field maintenance surprisingly good against like marksman. Just their damage is so staggered. There's a lot of time to actually heal up. I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Whoa. Big double committal of the Phantom Rays on the flank. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like they're going to get shredded by the Fangs and Phoenix. But, let's see what the plan is here. So, additional Saber, additional Hacker, and additional, whoa, Badger coming out. As well as a tower level. Very cool, very nice. Okay, okay. I think this makes a little bit more sense, spreading the Phantom Rays out. Adding a Wraith. Interesting. Curious about the Wraith. I would have expected a Tarantula there, but given that they're already teched. But hey, let's see how this goes. Very fast locks onto the Tarantulas by those hackers. You'd love to see it if you're Narayan. Phantom Ray starting to work through the things in the top left. Meanwhile, the deep flank in the top right dealt with very quickly, and suddenly, these fights are going in the complete opposite direction. Ooh, has the hacker comp reached kind of a critical point? So, the first thing coming to my head here is I'm pretty sure you can fit a Blue Mountain right here. Can you afford a Blue Mountain? You could. Oh, not quite. Not quite. It would take a cell if you were Fduch. Fire picked up for Narayan. Makes a lot of sense. Fire also picked up for Fduch. If Narayan greases this round, this is going to be a devastating. Whose missile is that? That's Narayan's missile. Makes sense, makes sense. HE coming in for the spiders, gonna speed up that clear a little bit. Honestly, not a ton of chaff coming out of Narayan's board, but still gonna get through pretty quick. Gonna help the DPS to connect a little bit quicker. It all matters. Every little second counts. Ooh, good shields. Alright, alright. Narayan ain't playing around and ain't playing greedy. Underground crawlers? What is subterranean blitz? That's the name of it. Anyways, underground crawlers coming out for Fduch. Missiling these guys over here makes a lot of sense. What's this beacon being used for? Pulling back the Mustangs, both from the Wraith and also potential kind of backfire. Very common move. That's a smart beacon right there. Alright. So, fire's gonna help a lot. Clearing out these subterranean crawlers. Both flanks just immediately taken care of. These hackers are converting these tarantulas real heckin' quick. And that is another stomp. Is that game? Holy crap. Well, alright then. I guess that's game. Well played, Narayan. Hit OK, show this, and we have the bracket up. Okay, cool. So this is a GSL format bracket. There are 2 best of 1s played. We already finished Narayan Fduch. Next, we're going to be playing aicad versus IcyD, and then Narayan will face the winner of aicad IcyD to get our upper bracket winner, moving on to the top 4 nice and quick. Meanwhile, Fduch will be moving down to the first round of the losers bracket. Whoever loses this next game will also move down to the first round of the losers bracket. And then whoever loses between Narayan and whoever wins here will go into the second round of the losers bracket. And then whoever makes it out, hey, congratulations, top 4. Or top 4. All right, cool. Click this. All right, here we go. IcyD versus iCad. IcyD in blue, iCad red. Picking cost control, specialist, some sledge and fangs. Excellent, excellent standard pack. Could potentially see some weird Fangang stuff happening, although, ooh, Ignite Range AP Shield. Usually see Mech Rage on that page. That's a little unusual. That should be pretty centered. And Aerial Spec coming out for IcyD with some sabers and... No, wait, yeah, sabers and fangs. We got fangs on both sides. Actually, look at this. IcyD is doing the same thing with the AP and Ignite. I should ask them why they're doing that. What scenarios are they clicking, either? Ooh, fast hounds. Like me some hounds. We are running armor and fire extinguisher. Sledges are running a bit of a mixed setup. Field maintenance armor, range mech rage. So, no linked sledge shenanigans, and not quite any hardcore sledge carry, although sometimes mech rage sledges just get really carried away. Marksman coming down for iCad. Both players sold off their big turret. Yeah, cost control and aerial. Yeah. Slight stagger here. That's interesting. A lot of players like going for this kind of U or N shape to their layouts. Just pulling back a little bit on the flanks. It generates kind of this nice line if you are getting deep flanked, where you can defend the turret quite comfortably. Otherwise, you get this weird kind of a thing where just things feel a little misaligned, little misaligned with each other. I should figure out a better word to describe that. Anyways, here we go. So, sabers generally not too happy running into fangs, especially when they're both targeting the fang packs right away, and the hounds are trying to take out these sledgehammers. Saber's gonna start getting through, but I think there was enough stall here from iCad, and that is gonna be a 1 round. So, not a ton of damage, and both players have a ton of health to work with. Missile Strike, insta-click from iCad. IcyD, couple of options. We got Assault Raid, and that's... I don't expect that, but Deployment Module and Missile Strike both seem clickable. It is Assault Raiden! Oh my god, I love you so much, thank you. And it's getting dropped right now. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is a thing of beauty. 50,000 health. Running chain, very cool. Storm Callers can't hit me with missiles if we're in the air. 2,300, that is like over 20 shots to kill. It's just not happening. It's just not happening in any reasonable time frame. Okay, looks like they do want to continue with hounds. Ooh, I can't click these hounds here. That's interesting, but I can click these hounds. Missile gonna clean up this fang, which very important given how iCad sold off this rapid fire cannon this round. Interesting. Gotta imagine IcyD is gonna smash this round. Question is, you know, how much damage can he actually get in? Shields coming out. Might slow things down a bit, but yeah. Yeah. Just really want to watch this raid and zap some stuff. Oh my god, it's so short range. Oh. Just being tickled by the marksman. Doesn't even care. So strong. However, it's going to take a bit to get through the shield, and actually, the shield protecting the tower prevents the air scam. Ooh, hate to see it as IcyD. You're really hoping the assault rating cleans up this round. You know, with only one shot. Actually, this is something I don't know. If the Raiden targets multiple units under a shield, does it hit the shield 3 times, or does it only send 1 bolt at the shield? I don't actually know that. Redeployment for IcyD. iCad went for Port Shield. Port shield's pretty cool, pretty cool. Even though the Raiden overkills quite a bit. Taking 2 shots now per sledge, so, what's that, it's 4 shots for the pack. It's not too bad. Blue Man coming in, starting to get some real DPS, enough to actually threaten the Raiden. You got range coming out for the hounds. There is one hound sitting under here, about to be missiled. Goodbye, poor hound. Goodbye. Crawler will actually take out these fangs and get the tower. It'll take a moment, but that is some tower pressure coming in. The question is, in future rounds, does iCad continue building off of this position and form kind of one of these, like, loop-de-doos? Or do they kind of back up and go back into a more standard position here? Ooh, wall getting sold. Leaves the tower very open. Very timely tower level. That could absolutely help prevent what was potentially a big disaster. Ooh, hounds got moved deeper, so actually dodged the missile. And the shield covering the tower did so much last round. Alright. But this time, shield gets popped. And this Raiden is cleaning up house. Ooh, more than 4 shots for that sledge pack. Did not factor the debuff into my calculations. What a fool am I. Alright, cool. Does this level? It does. It's gonna be 100,000 health. Heck yeah. Alright, alright. Oh, I just realized I forgot to click this. There we go. Alright, Rhinos for iCad. Level 3 Wasp coming in for IcyD. Do like the high level Wasp. Alright, and it looks like iCad is actually committing to some spinny boys, so they do want to keep pressuring this tower. Very cool, very cool. Wasp will be able to clean up the Rhino pretty quickly as well. Rank 3 Wasps have some nutty DPS. Whoopsies. Let's put the map back. Ooh, some Wasps to answer. It's a little hard to tell now, because like obviously in a straight up engagement the rank 3 wins, but ooh, steel balls. Alright, alright. I was gonna say between like Rhino versus Crawlers, I feel like the Rhino might tank long enough for the Wasps to clean house. Oh. A whole bunch of undos, selling a Fang. What else we got? We got AA in here now for the Marksman with 2 blue boys. Okay, beaconing balls and wasps into the tower. So, interesting. No, yeah. So, they should get no, actually, because the Rhino's going to get pulled over here. So this should be the tower for IcyD. Level picked up on the Raiden, 100,000 health. Very nice. Do they, like, drive by the Rhino and actually kill it? Oh my god, the Rhino got dragged in the drive-by! Oh no! Goodbye, tower. You have to imagine that's round. So, rank 2 with AA, marksmen are starting to do some noticeable damage to the Raiden, but tower debuffs are strong. Strong. Yeah, it's not a lot of XP. Nuke Gaming. An advanced offensive tactics picked up for IcyD. Ooh, missile back up. Gonna try and take these wasps out, but they are getting redeployed. Wasps are definitely the most logical target there. Alright, this is an excellent little angle IcyD has found. I like it. We'll see if anything gets put in the way. Interesting. Fun fact, the nuke will not kill the Raiden. These things are 70,000 damage. Yeah. We got some bubbles coming in. Will help slow down the tower takes. Actually, we have 2 hound levels. Important to note. Back to one-shotting these crawlers. Crawlers do have a defense upgrade. What's it put them at? 269? Yeah, it's just not... Yeah. Is there... I'm wondering, do rank 1 crawlers with +2 defense and fortified specs still get one-shot by rank 2 hounds? I suspect they do, but I don't actually know that number offhand. Something to look up. Something I want to look up. Yeah. Alright, what else is going on here? Some leveled crawlers. iCad maybe wanting to get into a bit of a crawler war. I don't mind it. Missile gonna take out that pack of crawlers coming in the deep flank, and these wasps have found a completely undefended tower. Has been ranked up, but doesn't take long to get through. Alright, nuke is landing. Whoa, it's so much damage. Have to imagine the marksman will be able to clean up the rating now, no problem. There it goes. There it goes. Wasps get cleaned up, and, alright. iCad taking a round back, and this is still anybody's game. So, you have to wonder what accomplished more there, the tower taker than the nuke, and you'd have to... I think the nuke did, right? So, are we willing to say that iCad's board still has some problems with it? Maybe. Fortress, good unit, pretty cool. Arc lights coming in for iCad. These, like, high-level arc lights drops are so ridiculously strong, especially with armor. Because, like, it's a rank 3, like, rank 4 arc light. You can also get them, like, I think you can get them higher ranks as well, but then you're dropping, like, 240 a shot. You just instantly break even high-level Mustangs. It's hilarious. I love these high-level arc light drops so much. Said, Fortress is pretty good into arc lights. Not gonna have any trouble there. Some Mustangs coming down. What else we got? Building out some more hounds. Levels on this lovely jubbly steel ball. Would love to see a missile right here from IcyD. An extra fortress. Very cool. So, sold out of the saber. Makes sense. I think this is a pretty common play. See quite a lot. Sell out of the sabers from the early game, move into fortresses, which have a, you know, essentially fill the same role, but have a lot higher scaling and can potentially shoot at aircraft. Ooh, AA coming out on the wasps for iCad. Let's see how this goes, but I don't mind iCad's board here. Still, the fortresses are going to be a little tough for him to get through. It's a lot of health. Whoa, insta-lock that Rhino getting 2-shot. A lot of stall on the right here. iCad's Wasps doing some work, even against that higher level pack. AA, pretty good tech. Oh, tower goes down, and this would be a total rout, if not for this, you know, most of the pack of Wasps. How much can they actually get killed before this ends? I think they can wipe everything. Ooh, not going for the Fortress second, although that might actually result in the highest possible damage if the fort lives at the end. Fort leveled, always scary. These guys leveled for sure. And the fortress does live, and that's a 350 damage stand back. These players are still absolutely neck and neck. Oh, what a great game. What a great game. Barrier. Barrier's a great giant item, but if you're thinking about clicking barrier on the force, I don't know, it always feels a little bad to me. Efficient Giant could do some funny things for IcyD, which they go for, and Barrier picked up for iCad. 2 fortresses coming down, Efficient Giant almost paid for. There are the anti-air missiles, or anti-air barrage, coming out from the fortresses to deal with damn wasps. And we have a Rhino sell-off and a Melter pickup. Okay, so shield bubble makes a lot of sense there. We have a nice little Melter, great against the fortresses. Still, you know, there is the context of the board at large, and anything can happen. Ooh, okay. Moving the Melter back into the main portion of his army. Doesn't want to take the short-range fight with just one Melter, it looks like. They could afford another Melter if they wanted to. Let's see if it gets dropped. Nope. Going for more chaff clear. Getting some Arculites. Hound here to take care of this little crawler flank. I think this flank has been sold off completely, or moved completely from IcyD. Oh, no. Oh, wow, that is undoing the entire turn. What are they doing? All right. Or sorry, what is their plan? What are they doing now with that? Hounds. So that's one less fortress. Okay, they actually floated, I think, 650 there? Interesting. Oil to slow everything down. Very nice. Definitely gonna hamper those balls' progress. Still, tower should go down. In the meantime, the Melter taking out the Raiden. You know, doesn't matter how much health you have, the Melter will get through it at a certain point. Ooh. These Wasps and Fortresses just stomping through. Even with a massive, massive float, these Fortresses are just cleaning house. Mostly lower level units. Do have a Scorpion that could be a cool sell. IcyD picking up the Phoenix. Always a nice little DPS addition. Has access to EMP, which becomes very important in the later stages of the rounds. You want to be turning, you know, the melting point range off to give your giants a fighting chance. Now, just clicking range on the Phoenix, getting shield on the fortresses. IcyD still needs to grab one more fortress to pay back the efficient giant manufacturing, but overall looking pretty happy. Ooh, we have a crawler getting sold off from here and replaced with an armored phantom ray. So, rays picked up from the drop, armor the tech of choice. I guess the idea is the phantom rays will tank the anti-air barrages for the wasps. Ooh, and there's the EMP on the Phoenix. Okay. So, IcyD wanting to commit into that tech very, very quickly. Makes a lot of sense, It really makes a big difference in these end of round fights with the melting points. Missile gonna get completely stopped by that fortress barrier. Oil still on the ground, not getting lit. First volley, doesn't seem like the Phantom Rays are doing a lot in terms of tanking the anti-air. Yeah, with the Wasp and the Phantom Rays kind of lining up at the same spot, just plows on through. Melters may counter fortresses, but you need them to connect, and you need them to connect well. That is 273 health for aicad. Big EMP picked up for IcyD. Also for aicad, makes a lot of sense. It's very unlikely IcyD goes for any sort of photon, right? So, you know, you're getting some area units, you're tagging a couple of hounds, but the damage onto the fortress shields is also very worth it in these critical rounds. Hopefully we see a whole bunch of shields coming out on the right for aicad without range. You know, those melters really will struggle to get through these giants. They're all rank 2 now, so these fortresses doing a ton of work. Balls getting moved onto the left. Does balls really accomplish much last round? 1447? No. So, I don't know, there was also the oil in play. Still, probably not a lot of future for the balls on that side. And we have a hard beacon with the balls, wasps, and Raiden into the left-hand out. Ooh, some balls being added with fortified target lock and range for aicad. Wanting to try to get through these fortresses a little bit quicker. Isn't fully confident in the melters, I suppose. Does the other melter get shielded? Ooh, no. Actually, no. iCAD is completely out of money. Ooh. One of the balls getting tagged with the EMP. But otherwise, Force Shield's pretty heckin' strong. Still, said shields have now been completely removed from the board. Right side going a little bit better for red than it has in the past. Although that tower on the left is about to get smacked. And that is game for IcyD. Well played. Well played indeed. Let us go. Heck yeah. Alright, Narayan, IcyD. Narayan blue in the bottom, IcyD red up top. Well, let's see what we have for packs. I see a good Titan pack, but I don't expect any of them to play it. They don't know the truth. They don't know the power of the mountain. Perfectly alright. Alright, IcyD picking picking Aerial Specialist with some steel balls. Wondering if they're going to be playing some Wraith Ball. Certainly playable. And we have, whoa, Narayan picking Missile Specialist with Mustang and Void Eye. Very cool, very cool. Alright, where have we been lining this up? Like, here? Here? There feels about right. We'll do that. We'll do that. It's a pretty good view of the map. Little turret sold off for Narayan already. We get some hounds coming in for IcyD. You know, mid-range hound ball, pretty heckin' strong, pretty heckin' strong. Looks like that's kind of what we're going to be seeing here on the right-hand side. So we have a proper crossfire going on. So what is the point at which mid-range and aggro, like, blur, right? So, like, you deploy tower and behind, that's standard, right? You know, you deploy on the line, that's aggro. I guess this counts as mid-range? Still feels pretty aggressive, especially with the speed of these units. Ooh, two of the hounds getting taken out by the anti-armor cannon. Not too bad. Actually, looks like a couple of the Void Eyes as well, so trades on both sides. First tower pop from blue, but quickly answered by the balls. Ooh, we got units splitting up, and now the question is... Oh, no, it's just simultaneous debuffs like twice in a row. That's great. Ooh, the Void Eyes left out a little high and dry, get taken out quickly, but, you know, balls ain't getting through Crawler Mustang. So that's round one for Narayan. Missiles are in. Missiles are in, ready to go. Sledgehammer's pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if Narayan picks the Sledgehammer pack as well. Starts to defend that right-hand side. Rank 3 Marksman is always a nice click, though. It's really nice just to have him on the board. Prevents a whole lot of air cheeses, particularly Armored Wraith play. But, yeah, any sort of big drop. Alright, so we got the Sledge drop on the left here. Sledge is also picked up for Narayan. Hound range already from IcyD. That was a very, very fast hound range. Vertical sledges in front of the tower for both players. Ooh, not a bad missile strike. Ooh, using both? No, one? Okay, using... Oh. Alright, I'm gonna stop calling it... no, yep. Alright. We got the glasses going on here. Ooh, more Mustangs added for Narayan, so going for some big ol' scaling. Do these missiles hit? I think they're gonna hit most of this push. Yeah, only 2 balls managed to escape, and those hounds and crawlers are just wrecked. This is a very quick and convincing round. You know, I think usually the commonly accepted logic with missile spec is you want to use them one at a time, right? Forces your opponent to think about the missiles more, right? If 2/3 of your round there's a spell coming down, it does add to that mental stack, right? But hey, the other argument is if go for tempo, crush the round, make it not even close. And you have to wonder, would Narayan have struggled a little bit on that right-hand side if they hadn't? Not sure. Either way, we have... Let's see. Either way, we had Wasp Swarm picked up for IcyD being used defensively. No point picking that spell up. Use defensive. Yeah. No point in using that spell offensively. There we go. Not with all these Mustangs already established. Range on the Mustangs. Phantom Rays. Very cool. I believe they're running... They are running armor on it. So, potentially, that's one option. They want to do kind of a... They just want to brick up the Mustangs for a bit. How much damage did these guys get last round? And it's very reasonable early game Mustang levels, or Mustang damage, especially pre-range. I feel like I'd be surprised if armor came out for the Mustangs right away. Ooh, missile getting added. IcyD very worried about a potential Wasp Swarm coming in. Phantom Rays can also just be added for general DPS. Ooh, this is a great missile coming in. Oh! Oh, Hound Crawler Ball full pack, effectively, of each just gone. These Mustangs should be able to clean everything up. Not quite as crushing as the last round, but very convincing. Lightning Storm, round 4 is a little early, but you can certainly take it. And Narayan saying, hey, all I need to do is tempo you to death. Let's go, zap zap. Shields coming in, although with the way the Mustangs are laid out, kind of hard to shield everything, so going for some big compromise shields. That said, no Lightning Storm from IcyD, so... no punish there, and shields will at least help keep things a little safe. Mustang level coming in, as well as some blue Mustangs coming out for IcyD. Wants to match these Mustangs, range for him as well. Oof. But I think he's going to be a little sad seeing these Mustangs lined up right into this Lightning Storm. You have to imagine there's literally no way they win this round. Oh, Mustangs getting sold off. That's a start to potentially winning the round. What do they go for instead? Do they just want to sequence a crawler? Although I feel like if they're doing this, they don't have money then for range. Unless they go with white Mustangs? Yeah. I think white is what we call the color for level 1. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. There are some skins that make it a little wonkier. Either way, though, these Mustangs are not long for this world. Just a devastating storm. Even the Phantom Ray is getting slaughtered. Tempo is king sometimes in Mechabellum. Oof. An IcyD at 1105 is a terrifyingly low amount of health for round 5. Alright. Does any of this... I don't think any of this fixes IcyD's board. Like, what do they actually need here? More Phantom Rays and armor I could see potentially taking around. Pulling back a little bit of tempo. 2 missiles are up, so shields make a lot of sense here. Okay, so there's the Phantom Ray armor. And do they just keep spamming out rays? Ooh, +2 attack. Okay. Alright, well, let's see if the 2 Phantom Rays are enough. With armor, certainly going to brick out the Mustangs pretty hard. Alright, so these guys get reduced to 1. Oh, sorry, not... Yeah, so these guys get reduced to 1 damage. These guys get reduced to 12, which is still just almost nothing. Very good missile there. IcyD has not actually shielded the Mustangs. Just hard to spend, you know, just hard to afford 1,000,000 shields on a board that's this spread out, right? So something's getting... Something doesn't get shielded, and Narayan has managed to weave those missiles into those spots. Ooh, flying Void Eyes. Oh. Well, there go the Phantom Rays. Presumably Phantom Rays, though. Fighting back, taking out some of these Void Eyes. And, you know, Mustangs... for red are also doing an okay job getting through them. And this isn't going anywhere near as badly for IcyD as expected, although the crawlers... The 3 little crawlers managed to take out the tower. Oh. Alright, it's not game. It's not quite game. But boy, is it close. Oof. Alright, Narayan, picking up an Arclight. What are these, rank 4 Arclights? Ooh. It's actually very scary play with the armor. Would lock up the Mustangs, lock up the Hounds, potentially. IcyD taking their time to think through their options. Ultimately, picks the Saber and sells it off, and we are going Raiden. Raiden, pretty good into the Void Eyes. Can certainly handle things like the Phoenix. Have enough health, you know, they don't get instantly shredded by the Mustangs, at least right now. Arclight's just being ranged up for Narayan, just wants some extra chaff clear, very reasonable. They're strong against the dogs and the Mustangs, just a great unit in this scenario. Okay, good. I was a little worried about those Raidens when they were on the line. That seemed a little ambitious to me. Flank will get cleaned up this time, now that these Mustangs aren't going to get taken out by a missile. And we got triple Raiden coming out. You know, it suddenly feels like IcyD's board has a chance. Range on the Phoenix, a good call. Good call, keeping just ahead of the range of the Raiden. Interesting. I'm finding it hard to tell who might win this one. Alright, let's go. No more text coming out on the Void Eyes, just leaving them flying. I was kind of expecting range. Pretty sure he's running it. They are. But I guess they're just wanting to transition into Phoenix anyways. Missile to take care of the flank. These Void Eyes are not lasting long against these Raidens. There's not a ton of chaff on Narayan's board. And these Raidens look like they're going to crush through unless the Phoenix suddenly gets some really good target locks. Oh, Raiden on the right. Ooh, saved by the debuff? Ooh, not quite, although stayed alive a whole lot longer. And there we go. IcyD takes a round. Alright. What's Narayan going to do here? I'm expecting they're going to click Orbital. There is a Raiden level available, so enhancement 2 actually, so enhancement module was certainly a play from IcyD they could have gone for, but they chose to go for the orbital bombardment themselves. A little sneaky little wasp swarm coming in. Feel like these Mustangs probably turn, at least some of them, Probably. Shields coming out. We go shields on both sides. Indeedy duty. Want to protect those Mustangs. Makes a lot of sense. More arc lights. Unit of choice for Narayan. Very expensive round between the shields and the spells. Lone coming out. Temp range for both players. No lone clicked for IcyD. Ooh. So, Bombard on the left here, there's a lot fewer targets. I'm wondering if they're thinking, hey, maybe IcyD is going to play a little greedy. Not shield the side that the Bombard probably isn't going to go on. But there is at least one shield over there, so as long as these Mustangs don't get sniped literally here, should be okay. 4 Raidens on the field now. Okay, yeah, so like half that Mustang pack turned to fight the Wasps. So that's going to get cleaned up no problem. Bombard for both players. Doing okay. Not a ton of connections coming out from Narayan's. And IcyD still looking healthy. Mustangs versus Raidens. Well, you got the debuff. The Raiden's going to chew these guys up. Ooh. Again, Mustang on the right goes down, but this is now 3 Raidens surviving. Three levels available on the Raidens. Have to see if they get clicked. And what is Narayan going to do here? Because their board is just clearly not quite capable yet of fighting the Raidens. Not seeing any like super fast locks that like a Saber or Scorpion could get here. I don't think either of those make sense for either player. Could see a Typhoon, could be a Sal, could be a Keep. But you already have, IcyD already has Mustangs and Hounds developed. Okay. They are actually choosing to hang on to the Typhoon. Narayan really taking time to think. You know, they are the one under pressure here, right? There's a problem that they need to solve, and IcyD just needs to either step on the gas or come up with some new problems. Alright, Sabers coming out here. Not seeing what the Sabers are necessarily strong against on IcyD's board. Could simply be that Narayan's just wanting a tank. Right? 31,000 health is 31,000 health. You don't really hate to see it. They are strong against the Typhoon, in case the Typhoon got put over here, I suppose. Missile Strike's coming in, gonna take out some Crawlers. Very unlikely IcyD adds more shields. Kind of surprised this Mustang pack isn't getting missiled. Ooh, shield on the Typhoons. Okay, let's go. This is an interesting line. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. Typhoon's clearing shaft real quick, getting through Void Eyes. Meanwhile, on the right, the Sabers are eating a whole lot of Hound and Mustang fire. But, this left side is a total collapse, and actually... Ooh. Tower gets taken, and this is just going to be another cleanup for IcyD. Just 3 Raidens at a time. It's all you need. 1,000 health chipped away time and time again. You know, 2 more rounds and that's game. Whoa, skips from both players. What was offered there? Nothing really interesting? Yeah, nah. Alright. We got some oil coming in to slow everything down. Always nice pairing, you know, these big AoE spells with some oil. A little worried on IcyD here. Does have some Typhoon shield, so that can absorb a little bit. Extra shield for the Mustang makes a lot of sense. You just kind of shield the Mustangs over here as well, because I feel like if you have a shield further up, the Saber's got a good amount of pressure into it. Still, helps. Money, just real big problem, though. Oh. sold off the Raiden? Rebought? Wait. Oh, they wanted it over here. Interesting, okay. Just kind of grouping their power together. Unfortunate that they're running into the storm there. We'll slow the Raidens down. Shouldn't do too much damage. It's what, 2,000 a hit? Yeah. It's a 20-second slow. Good lord. Oh, Vulcan's coming onto the field, getting undone. Oil coming out for IcyD to slow down that right-hand side. Makes sense as they're abandoning it. So this oil on the left is gonna get lit. And actually, this oil on the right might also get self-lit. Although I think that might actually be a good thing for Narayan. Alright, let's see if what this storm can accomplish. Taking out a bit of chaff so far. Both sets of oil getting lit. Vulcan getting stuck on those level 3 Typhoons for quite a while. But without any chaff. See if these Raidens can somehow clean house. It's a lot. These Phoenix get ahead of things. Oh. Yeah, alright. 3 Raidens at a time. One more round and that's game. Nuke Gaming. Yep, insta-click by both players. It makes a lot of sense. Spells are just so powerful, and like, this nuke feels a lot stronger for Narayan than it does IcyD, especially with all of his Raidens just kind of grouped up like this. I'm expecting at least a couple of them to get beaconed away. Well, I don't think rank 2 survives. Rank 3 do survive, but like 6,000 health is paper. You're just gonna fall over to a sneeze. So hopefully we get a beacon. Pull at least these 2 guys away. I think I wouldn't have even minded seeing, like, skipping levels, doing a sal, rebuying on the right along with a move. Alright, nuke on the right-hand side. Here. Okay, yep. So these 2 Raidens, as well as some Hounds, getting moved over to the right. Makes a lot of sense. I feel like this nuke isn't going to accomplish much. There's no shield pressure on this side. At the same time, if you're beaconing away, not really shield pressure over here either. Actually, I mean, for that matter, Narayan has a bit more shield pressure, but like if we get like 1 drop, 1 shield right there, looks like it's a skip, and we just get Typhoons on the right, so we have a pretty much a full abandon by IcyD. I don't mind it. These Typhoons might actually get through one of the shields, and they do. So Nuke's going to take out a little bit more over there than I was expecting. Raiden and all of IcyD's ground getting just wrecked on the left, though. And I don't... With that tower debuff, these Raidens aren't going to be enough, and Narayan manages to pull it back at round 10. Really under the gun in that one. Well played by both our players. Woo! Alright, Fduch, aicad, best of 3. Let us go. Whoop, that's not what I meant to do with the mouse. That's alright. Alright, speed spec, picked up for aicad. Alright, aicad, picking up speed spec with some tarantulas and crawlers, and we got some Arclight Sledge with supply spec coming out for Fduch. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's super even. Alright. Tarantula aggro coming out makes a lot of sense. You love to see it with speed spec. And just a big crawler around. Okay, so aicad doesn't think they need additional DPS to get through here. Don't know if I'm convinced of that. Sledges take a bit. Oh, never mind. We have a remake. Alright, another short little wait. Alright, alright. Into iCAD Fduch for real this time. Probably. Speed spec for Fduch this time. iCAD doesn't get it. We have missile spec for iCAD. Alright. They picked missile spec a couple of times here. I agree. Missile spec is fantastic. Love that tempo that it can pull up. Alright. Hound Saber, classic. Looks like they are not running the regen on the Sabertooth. And Hound Saber for Fduch. So we have... Ooh, they have Speed Specialist, though. We have a Hound Saber mirror with fangs as well, of all things. So, about as mirrored as you can possibly get. The question is, you'd assume Speed Spec has the advantage in round 1 here, and then Missile Spec potentially takes back over round 2, but who knows in these crossfires? Weird stuff can happen. Big turret already sold off for blue. The red is hanging on to it. Ooh, Hounds and a Crawler walking into... Or, sorry, Hounds and a Fang walking into the rapid fire cannon. Actually, non-speed spec getting the first tower pop. Didn't expect that. And we just have an absolute brawl in the center of the board. Ooh, tower pop coming in just a little late here. That is going to be a cleanup for iCAD. Alright, Mustang, snap pick for iCAD. There is a missile coming down. Oh wait, sorry, it was the speed... I'm sorry, it was the speed spec that got the pop first. I got the sides all topsy-turvy in my mind. Whoopsies. That's alright, we're here. Oop, shield coming down, gonna protect the hounds. Some good Mustangs. Mustangs for both players. Seen a lot of Mustang play today. Tower level for Fduch. Fduch is the speed specialist. I will remember this now. I wonder what iCAD's thinking about. Just trying to figure out what to spend the last 50 on. It's just a hold. This crawler here just splitting up Blue's forces so much. So much. There's the tower pop. Mustang's getting a good amount of work done during the debuff. The question is now, does anything sneak its way into tower while the actual main fight is happening? And it looks like there will be... Oh, with that tower level, it's just not enough. Ooh, there it is. There is the debuff. Took a little bit, but iCAD crushing another round. So, you know, that initial prediction of speed spec being favored here, maybe not seeming to be quite so true in practice. Mustang and Crawler, the top right, getting missiled. That's very sensible missile. Ooh. Shield airdrop picked up for iCAD. Fduch skipped, it looks like. A very fast guard round. Good lord. Would like to see a level on this tower, although with the way the fights have been flowing, you don't really need it, I guess. Oh, there's a shield protecting the Mustang in the top right. Makes a lot of sense. Like I said, it's kind of the natural, exposed, high-value target here. This crawler should be getting to this tower uncontested. Ooh, more flanking crawlers. Yeah, so this is gonna be a tower take for iCad. Whoa, clicking temp speed already. These is gonna be... Look at how fast those hounds and sabers move. Good lord. Ooh. And both towers taken. Oof. That was fast. Sorry, I think I said tower taken. Yeah. None of these rounds have been, like, super high HP damage. But, still, death by 1,000 cuts is still a death. Another shield airdrop. iCad taking all the spells. Fduch taking heavy armor. Likes those stats, especially on the rank 2 saber. Makes a lot of sense. Missiles coming out from iCad just to clean up that flank immediately. Really valuing, you know, keeping his forces together and getting them, you know, over onto the other side of the board and popping towers quickly. Alright, Mustangs finally coming in from iCad on the left, so we do have a bit of a defense mounting. Nope, hounds aren't leveled yet, so Mustangs probably do alright, right? Sabers take a while to get through them. And is, you know, just this bit of a delay on the tower going to be enough? I think certainly this is going to delay it more than, like, leveling the tower. And Saber DPS, even if you level the tower, it's basically what? Yeah, they both shoot at once and the tower's dead anyways. Makes sense going for a different option. Arc light here to clean up the crawler. Range on iCad's Mustangs, range on Fduch's Mustangs. Where's this fan going? Just on the right to cover the tower? Makes sense. You have to imagine, these missiles are starting to get expensive here for iCad. Just really, really valuing the insta-clear. Alright, tower not popped immediately for once. But there it goes. Mustang's getting a reasonable amount of work done during the debuff, just shredding some chaffing hounds. Ooh. Imagine this debuff's gonna be a little bit better for iCad. Ooh, second tower pop though. Yeah. Yeah, iCad with the second tower pop just doing a bit better. Oof. Look at them spells. Incendiary, picked up for both. Makes a lot of sense. It's cheap and it'll wreck most of the board for both sides. iCad getting ahead in the saber levels. Alright. Hounds picked up for iCad to clear out those flanking crawlers. Doesn't need to burn missiles on it anymore. Ooh, I do like that sprinkler pickup. Right, that gotta counter the fire. You know, and yeah, I mean, without the sprinklers, you lose the Mustangs. You lose everything except the sabers, right? You know, if Fduch hadn't picked the fire, picked a different spell, maybe you're feeling a little sad. But first tech on the hounds, it's pretty cheap. You have to wonder, though, do you stay in the hound line from here as your primary chaff clear? Do you try to diversify into something else? Wraith is certainly playable. Mustangs aren't bad either, and there's not a ton of chaff on the board, right? So we get some levels on Mustangs. Do we have HE available? We don't have HE available, but AP still helps a bit if you want to go for Mustangs as clear. Potentially wait longer, go for a giant, although Vulcan feels a little bit exposed here, so I'd be very surprised if we saw Vulcan coming down. Both towers level now for Fduch. Alright, let the sweeps begin. Sprinklers cleaning up that fire. Meanwhile, Fduch's force is just getting roasted. I don't think these Mustangs or Hounds are going to quite be able to take out both of the Sabres. Do manage to get the one, stall the other for quite a while. And this is looking like it's going to be yet another surprisingly clean round out of aicad. Fduch at 1463. Scary health at round 6. Ooh, there's the Wraith we mentioned earlier. Fduch picking it up. We'll see if aicad does as well. Armored Wraith certainly seems like a playable line. It feels maybe a... Whoa. Wraith on the line from aicad. It's an interesting position. What do they have? What do they have? Range 8 gun, armor degen, range 8 gun, degen, and field maintenance. Let's see field maintenance rather than armor too often. Usually armor seems to be the more common click. Still, field maintenance ain't bad. And there's a lot of games board states where wraiths just end up hovering about for a long time, moving from one fight to the next. Especially these kinds of crossfires. I can see potential for it, but still, would be a little surprised if it gets clicked. Range already taken for Fduch's Wraith. aicad not picking up a Wraith tech. Whoops. And deciding to pick up a couple more Sabres. Try to take Fduch's Sabres out on the left here. Really powerful play this round. I am a little worried about the longevity of this Wraith. Could potentially start getting beacon back in further rounds. And whoa, we got a big Wraith Wasp commitment coming into this flank. There are a whole bunch of Mustangs turning. We'll have to see if they're enough. Certainly will be able to clean the Wraiths up. The question is just how long does it take? Okay. Meanwhile, on the left, aicad's Wraith just clearing up all the chaff, and these level 1 Sabres, hey, you know, doing their jobs. Okay, so the one Wraith did manage to get the debuff on the bottom right, but it ain't enough from Fduch, and that is aicad with a clean sweep in 6 rounds. Ah, no. Just a moment behind. I'm gonna click the button anyways. Hell yeah, button. Alright. We got Missile Specialist and some Sabres and Arclights for aicad. What is Fduch going? Few good options. Amplify spec. Really liking those Sabres. Right. So, you have to imagine Fduch is going to try to get into a headbutt here. Extra stats on the Sabres for sure. But gonna be another Sabre crossfire. What are the odds? Alright. Arclights. Again, almost perfectly mirrored yet again. Although we got Fangs versus Crawlers this time, so little bit of a difference. Not a total mirror like last game was. Yeah, missile spec for aicad again, and amplify spec for Fduch. Anything funny on the Arclights? No. Armor, EMP, Elite. No way Elite's getting clicked this game. It's really unlikely. Alright. Round 1. Hard to tell which player's advantaged here. Fduch losing a bit of chaff to the rapid fire cannon. First debuff coming in from iCat. Followed quickly, and I think there's... Ooh, nope, there is an interception. It's not going to make it to the other tower. Ooh, iCat getting a good amount of damage with both sabers still left alive round 1. Alright, alright. Ooh, what did Fduch go for? They went for Fire Badger. Just a rank 1, but Fire Badger, pretty heckin' good. Ooh, Fire Badger on the line with Scorching Charge. I wanted to say Explosive Charge, but yeah, Scorching Charge. Okay, no other HP techs on the bar for their Fire Badger. That's okay. So, even then, 75.99. This is quite a lot of health for a medium unit this early. Doesn't... It actually, these guys are still going to be getting one-shot by the sabers. I just realized that. Ooh, defense enhancement coming in for iCad very quick. What else is going on here? Missile will kill a crawler. We got some crawlers in the flanks, in the back line. Phantom Ray's coming out. Phantom Ray will be able to clean this board up. So, fire's getting dropped on the ground, as the sabers just one-shot those Fire Badgers. And the same thing, first tower debuff coming in from iCad, Fduch shortly following. However, fighting into a debuff here with your chaff out of position. Ooh. Both sabers staying alive again for iCad. Just another brutal round. Port shield coming in for the level 2 saber. Makes a lot of sense. You know, there is another small amp core available. I was going to say, maybe put it on the Fire Badger just for health, but 15k damage coming out per shot now. And this Scorching Charge just isn't really getting off effectively. That said, they're killing the one pack of Fangs. It's not doing nothing. And it certainly disincentivizes... Excuse me. It certainly disincentivizes additional chaff getting added here. Underground Threat, picked up from Fduch. Some should go to the left. I feel like I'd be surprised if they managed to get a debuff. All these crawlers are getting pulled. I just feel like this Arclight is going to turn in time, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Whoops. Fduch's still sitting on most of their cash. Not quite sure what they want to do. Crawlers. Hey, sometimes if you can't think of a better play, just buy chaff. Okay. The question is, can those crawlers actually get the tower before the Arclight takes them out? And they can indeed. However, with no answer for the Phantom Rays, you know, Fduch's board is ultimately going to get cleaned up here. We'll see how much of the ground they can take out in the meantime. Maybe try to stem this bleeding a little bit. At least they're not going to have to fight under the debuff here. The level 2 Saber with Port Shield is just refusing to go down. Level on the Phantom Rays. I'm surprised that other Saber hasn't leveled up yet. Advanced targeting system for iCad. They're comfortably ahead. You know, this feels like absolutely something they can afford to get away with here. Skip from Fduch. Makes sense, makes sense. You know, there's a bunch of problems they still need to solve. So, you know, a big scaling card like advanced targeting feels expensive. Feels really expensive to try to click right now. Oh, there's an arc light there, right? Yeah, there's an arc light in front of that tower. My mind keeps wanting to, like, interchange turret and tower, but it's not the same word. It doesn't mean the same thing here. Ooh, 2 rank 2 wraiths with the small amp cores coming in on the line. With range already. So they're going to outrange the Phantom Rays, which is good. Phantom Rays do have access to range themselves. I imagine... Ooh. 2 of the Rays firing at 1 of the Wraiths. I'm expecting that one to go down. Oh, the Wraith staying alive a little bit longer, and actually does enough that Fduch should be able to get a cleanup this round. Yeah, no fangs left, no real AA. Alright, taking a round back, so it's at least, if nothing else, not a clean sweep again. We got Fduch on the board, dealing some damage. Wasp Swarm picked up. Whoa! Additional deployment? Yeah, additional deployment slot. A big scale in from iCat. So, the question is, what is his response to the Wraith? And there are Farseers. Like, technically, there's a range Phantom Ray line that's playable here, but I don't blame them for going Farseer. This also allows them to target the Wraiths quite quickly, and there's not really any other support for the Wraiths on the line here yet. There's a Wasp coming in. Expect that to... Well, no, is this guy gonna instantly target the Wraith? This 8 gun. I think that's more than 30 meters, because it's plus 30, yeah. On the left, the Wasp should get prioritized here. The Wasp moves forward. The Wasp probably does tank for these Wraiths for a bit. We'll have to see how long that takes for these Farseers to get a lock on. Wasp's taking the initial missiles from the Farseers, but they should be able to lock onto the Wraiths now. You know, level 1 Farseers taking their time to get through level 2 Wraiths, but should... Oh. Yeah, do manage to get through, and that's the round for iCat. Ooh, Assault Scorpion. Advanced targeting system picked up for Fduch. So we are now at parity there. Ooh, enhancement module. Picked up for iCad. Got a free level on a Farseer. The question is now, when did the selling shenanigans start? I'm assuming as soon as this guy, or something else big, gets a level. It's the only other... I guess it's just the Farseer and the Phantom Ray that you'd possibly consider moving this enhancement module to. Additional Wraith coming in. Nice big level 3. More Wasps to help cover for the Wraiths. Range was picked up on these arc lights. I think that was... Was that last round? Recently. Might have actually been here. But anyways, arc lights covering for these flanks. Looks like this guy got sold off. So all 3 small amp cores being used on these Wraiths. Really all in on these Wraiths. It does feel, though, like there's just not a lot of noise on the ground. Aicad Wraiths can certainly get through shields, so there's a chance here. Especially with this one Wasp pack being taken out by a missile. That one feels rough. Wraiths get through the shields. Although that middle Wraith getting pounded by these Phantom Rays, doing a pretty great job here. Farseer's finished the cleanup, and that's going to be around for iCad. I don't think I noticed it during the setup, but... Okay. Yeah, Port Shield got moved onto the Phantom Rays. Because that Saber got sold off. Alright, Steel Ball's classic pairing with Wraith. iCad choosing to go for the Raiden. Makes sense. Raiden is alright into everything that Fduch's running. Looks like they are choosing to play the Raiden. Level taken on this Farseer, so choosing to leave the enhancement module on this Farseer, prioritizing having the level 2 out. We have a whole bunch of AA Mustangs coming onto the board. Fduch does end up going with those steel balls. And clicks Mechanical Division on them right away. Shield on the Wasps. It does actually significantly increase the amount of shots that Farseer needs to actually get through this pack. Until I actually tested it, I honestly thought that that energy shield and Wasp would make like no difference for the Farseer because they fire 2 missiles at a time. But it actually makes a huge difference with the splash, and it's like an extra like 2. Instead of taking like 3 or 4 shots to clear a Wasp spec, it's like 6, sometimes 7. It's a lot more. It's certainly noticeable. Very aggressive underground crawler coming up here. Alright. Raiden very good into the balls. Entirely possible that they simply pick the Raiden, predicting the ball click. Ooh, these Wraiths are managing to chew through the Phantom Rays. Chewed through that Raiden. And actually, Fduch has finagled themselves into a winning position this round. Very cool. The speed up right as it went into kamikaze mode. Ah, that's so good. Alright, still only 1,000 health for Fduch. It's a scary place, but... Ooh, you like those... you like to see those Wraith levels. Also a level on Steel Ball. The Vulcan drop for both players. Seems pretty scary for both of them. Ooh, range picked up on the balls. Okay, wants them to do some fighting. There's also additional Badgers got added last round. We'll have to see if either of them try to really do anything against this Vulcan drop. Over here, it's gonna Goomba... You know, Goomba the crawlers, and then it'll take a moment to get through the Arclight. There is 100% like an armored Arclight predict here you could go for as iCad. I think that's insanity. I don't think that ever actually happens. The classic, you pair the Missile Strike to take out the rear chap when you do your drop. I feel like Fduch has to at least... has to do something here. I mean, a level 2 tower does take an untech'd Vulcan a little bit of time to get through, right? It's not like it's going to be an instantaneous pop or anything like that, but... Oof. Scary, scary, scary. 4 balls, missiles all over the board. Let's go. Ooh, the Fire Badger's just getting one shot. Alright, Vulcans are down for both players. 3 Raidens is so much damage. Tower already under fire on the top. However, ooh. Wraiths have been taken out, and Fduch's Vulcan just not even going for tower. And that's it. Fduch throws up the white flag, and that's game And the set. 2-0 ICAD. Well played. Game so far? Let's go. Alright, IcyD ICAD. Let's see. Few good packs here. We got Speed Spec, Tarantula Marksman coming in for ICAD in the red. IcyD in blue, taking a little bit more time to decide. I like this giant pack, but I don't think... Oh, it's happening! We got some Hound Ball giant spec. Alright, let's line this up. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, perfect. Alright, cool. And then this goes... Yeah. Alright. ICAD continuing with the aggressive play. Really likes this forward posturing. No Assault Marksman on the bar. Always like seeing something about Assault Marksman. Love them. Love them. I haven't figured them out yet. Like, whenever I've won a game with Assault Marksman, I don't think it's because of the Assault Marksman. I can't prove otherwise. Alright. Looks like we're going to get a headbutt, so ICAD not getting into yet another crossfire. If you don't pick the sabers back, crossfire's not gonna happen. I'm sure that's how it works. Wondering who has the advantage here. Ooh, if IcyD spreads the balls out, I feel like ICAD's in a better spot. But if he keeps everything clumped, yeah. Just having the balls lined up with the tarantulas like this is pretty nice. Although tarantulas might make quick work of the hounds, and if the hounds go down here, balls don't connect. Right. Some aggro spider versus some mid-range ball hound. Yeah, the first pack of hounds just absolutely decimated by the tarantulas. Still, there's a few left here. Let's see how long it takes them to actually get through the crawlers. Meanwhile, the marksmen just chipping their way through the steel balls, and that is a very convincing round one coming out of ICAD. Had to adjust there for a second. ICAD being red this time. Alright. Elite Rhino. Always fun. Anti-interference module. Not an uncommon pick when it gets offered. ICAD grabbing that. Especially as being the one, with less tower pressure. Looks like ICAD wants to continue building across. I didn't check before. They do, actually. They do have AP on the tarantulas. Always curious if we're going to actually see a tarantula carry game coming out. What's their experience at? It's still not a lot. Yeah. Yep. Anti-interference on this tarantula makes sense. It'd be the one in range of anything if something were to happen. We got this mid-flank crawler just to pull things apart. Fang up front should keep the hound a little bit safer this time. Chaffin hounds. That's an interesting hound position. I guess they're still expecting their front hound to get taken out pretty quickly. Having something a little bit further back to chew through crawlers. Don't mind that at all. Alright, move that Fang pack at the last moment to make sure both of the tarantulas were targeting it rather than the hounds. Does keep the hound pack alive this time. We have a deep flank crawler coming in, gonna pop that turret real quick. But the balls are actually connecting with the tarantulas this time. Ooh, between the debuff and the wall though, that is a quick cleanup for the marksman. I can't take another round. This guy, I think he's pretty good at this game,
sabers for IcyD. Makes a lot of sense. Let's just pop those tarantulas. Meanwhile, sledgehammers coming from aicad. Just securing that headbutt position. Believe both of these tarantulas get covered by these sledges, and they do indeed. Like, I think, like, the only way you could target it... So, like, if this guy was on the line here, but that'd be a weird position to try to on the line a tarantula. Ooh, third saber getting picked up. So, if nothing else, the sabers are all in line with the tarantulas. And I wouldn't be surprised if the tarantulas got locked on the sabers pretty quickly. Ooh, I love this L. This, like, mid-crawler flank L beacon just drags so much stuff. There is a tarantula here with range. It should chew through the pack. But, yeah, it'll drag some of these other guys around a bit. That's kind of what you're hoping for. Just trying to buy as much time as possible, make as much noise as possible. Hound in the bottom left here to answer a crawler that has been sold off. Did his job, winning the last round with that tower debuff. Ooh, side guns on the sabers. All right, let's go. Gonna help him get through the sledgehammers a lot faster. I don't mind that. One of the packs of balls got sold off. Hey, Reven, money on Icy. It's a good setup here for sure, and they're gonna crush this round. But aicad's been on a bit of a stomp here today. I think this is like, what, the second, third round they've lost total? it's a lot. They've been doing well. I guess they did lose a game earlier, you know, to get put. And actually, yeah, IcyD put aicad into the losers bracket earlier, so we got a bit of a rematch. Spiders vs sabers sad. No birds to kill the sabers, even sadder. Looks like Scorpion, the unit of choice from aicad to fight these sabers. But we got the super heavy armor. What's that put this guy up to? 38,000? Ooh, look at that XP. And this thing gets a level suddenly. Good luck. Scorpion Seal, 10,650. 2 shots this guy. Saber's also good versus Scorps, for sure. This guy, what, 8,800? So it doesn't quite 2-shot the Scorpion, doesn't need 3 shots, but got side guns plugging away as well. Alright, this Saber got moved over here. Or, sorry, this Spider, this Scorpion. Yeah, not Spider. These are spiders. There's tarantulas. Tarantulas only have 4 legs, but the Scorpions have 6. This inconsistency, it's unacceptable. I demand 8-leg tarantulas. Range on the hounds. Makes sense, makes sense. L beacon. Kind of waiting for like a ball to be just put right in the corner here. I have to see if IcyD noticed that next round, but hey, I like what they've done this round. Super heavy is interesting. Oof! Insta-lock by the Scorpion onto that Saber. Second shot gonna wreck it. Remove it from the board. Saber on the right also getting taken out very, very quickly. Do have this super heavy armor Saber, though, taking a little bit longer to get through. But even then, Marksman and Tarantulas managed to chomp their way through. And IcyD down at 2,008 health. And aicad took that loss earlier, personally. Alright. Shield airdrop. Very nice, very nice. Doesn't feel like there's a ton of pressure onto it. It's just the one Saber, right? This might actually stay up. Boat! Boat. Big boat. So we got carry. We got carry boat techs, some mothership spawn. Some range and overload. Ooh, okay, so the big Saber did get a level up to 82,000 health now. That's going to be a problem to get through for aicad. Extra shield coming in. Where's this anti-interference module going? I have to imagine, like, you just put it on the boat, right? Shallow flank tarantula, like that. Still no levels on the tarantula. No tarantula carry coming out. Aww, that's okay, though. I want to see a stab on this tower. Just put a ball right here. You don't even need a beacon. Oop, crawler. Crawler acceptable. Crawler is acceptable. Thank you. Excellent. I'm very happy with this. Picking up temp speed. Makes sense. Going for that tower stab. You want it. Ooh, Phoenix flank. I hadn't noticed that before. What wins here? The Phoenix? The Phoenix get the debuff just before the crawlers do, even with the speed. Oh, no. Alright, still. Counter debuff coming through. And this boat is just wrecking. Ooh. Alright. Round win for IcyD. We'll see if the Phoenix stay here in the flank. I want to cluck them. I want to see if they have jump drive. What do we got coming out here? Rhinos for IcyD. Love them. Rhinos also for aicad. Phoenix does have access to jump drive. We'll see if that gets clicked or if it gets sold. Tarantula to answer this spider. Rhino's gonna clash. Neither player running a full blendo setup. Shaking my head. One Rhino. Okay, so it looks like the Phoenix got sold. No, it didn't. It got jump drive to the other side. Ooh. It was an pretty unprotected turret. Nothing's gonna kill the Phoenix for sure. Although it looks like IcyD is maybe, what, calling a bluff? You know, just being like, nah, you're gonna sell the Phoenix. It's gonna go away. I'm not even gonna try defending. Rhino's gonna meet Rhino. However, Rhino with armor will beat Rhino without armor. Although, with the beacons, they might actually not miss. Boat might turn on its own with the crawlers there. Ooh. Good call. What's actually closer? I think the boat's gonna lock onto these guys. Might turn. It's possible. It's possible, right? Yeah. Alright, missile and a Rhino on the left to answer it. There is money for a missile over here, but we go for a Fang. Does the Fang go behind the tower? It does. Alright. Alright, that should be a safe tower there. Ooh, boat actually faces forward. I thought it would turn a little bit into that corner crawler. Oh, IcyD's Rhino is gonna make it to tower first. And there's the debuff. Marksman getting stuck on the super heavy saber, not even having a chance to fire at the bows, and that is a convincing round. aicad at 1900, and players are back to even health, effectively. Effectively? Effectively. Alright, nuke. Great against air units. Not surprised it got clicked. Question is, does IcyD take it here? Feels like incendiary, if anything. You just hope they don't shield. I don't know. I don't know. No, go for the nuke. Whoa. I can click this? Huh. I didn't think I'd be allowed to click this stuff. I'm gonna stop doing that. Alright, so it does go for the nuke. They have a lot of shield pressure. I don't hate it. It's also pretty reasonable to just be like, I'm gonna get nuked, I nuke you back. Extra boat on the left here. EMP Wasps. Okay, okay. Turn the armor off on the Rhinos. Not a bad move. Armor coming out for aicad's Rhinos. It looks like the Phoenix has actually just been sold off now. Kind of surprised about that. I feel like once you commit into the jump drive, you know, maybe like drop it over here, help out with some DPS. But aicad going for the sell, has other things they wanted to do with their money this round. Yeah, it's just the EMP Wasp getting set up and armor on the rhinos. There's one shield, two shields. This shield, ooh, it's hard for me to tell. Like, there's enough damage. These shields could get wrecked. Ooh, beaconing out of the nuke. Good call, good call. Okay, left shield does go down for both players. Yep, both shields for IcyD and the nukes. These EMP Wasps are just wrecking. Oh, ooh, with the debuff, boats do not... Ooh, boats cleaned up the Wasp. There's a debuff there. And the marksman getting stuck on this level 3 super heavy saber. IcyD just chunking through. Oh my god, the saber has another level. Missile strike for IcyD. Mustang production's kind of cool. I expect laser sights. Yeah, laser sights. 123,000? Come on, click the level. You know you wanna. Is there a certain point, though, where you're just like, we go, you know, where aicad just kind of gets forced into a melter? 3 blue marksmen, get AA clicked, can certainly fight these overlords. Missile strike to take out some wasps on the left, shield airdrop on the right. Saber just needs to be fat, the fatter the better, for sure, for sure. We gotta see that level getting clicked. This guy is getting so much work done. Man, I would love to see damage taken stat added on units. Ooh, that'd be nice. I was really curious about how much tanking the tanks accomplish. Looks like IcyD sold one of their rhinos off. Yeah, one of them got sold off. Still beaconing the other, and the mothership into tower has photon emission now. Yeah, expected response into the EMP. See if enough. That plus the missile are actually missing the level 2 Wasp as well. Happy to see that if you're IcyD. Ooh. Oh no! IcyD's Rhino gets by and drags the other, taking him for a ride. Ooh. Does actually turn before hitting the tower, though. I guess it's just where the guy initially started in the beacon. Ooh. Can these overlords actually clean up without the debuff? Actually, never mind. It's not even the overlords. It's just the big saber. Or even saying not a fan of beaconing the boat when it just needs to be there to shoot rhinos. Makes sense. I think you really just want to send the rhino into tower, right? Still, worked out. And aicad at 299 health. Phantom Rays coming in. Wraiths. The pickup for IcyD. You know, just add some extra chaff clear, I guess. Not terrible. Armored Phantom Rays. They are rank 3. But there's 3 boats on the field, 4 now. I'm not 100% certain what the armor is trying to accomplish here. Ooh, Djad. That is an ouch. Yeah. Should the Wraith have been a little more forward? Like, yeah? I guess Djad's pretty wide. No, that's probably pretty reasonable. It's probably pretty reasonable. I need to play with Djad more. It's not a button I've been clicking very often. But good lord, it is a ridiculous debuff. He's hoping to kill the far forward boats quick and get the Mustangs stuck after. That does make sense. Like, these guys certainly have the damage to kill the overlords, especially in conjunction with the wasps. And it would indeed brick the Mustangs. That's so many missiles over there. Whoa! A little bit of a slideshow as DGen turns on. Just slowing down that Rhino. Alright, Phantom Ray's not quite finding locks onto the boats yet. Ooh. There's one boat getting hit by the wasps. Ooh. Oh no. What do we have left at the end here? It is 2 boats and the big saber, and I think... Ooh. Ooh, with the saber taking out the marksman, that's going to be enough damage for game. And that's it. IcyD wins game 1. Man, feels like just yesterday we started this thing, but we're only a couple of weeks away from this tournament wrapping up. It's been a good time, been a good time. All right. Oh, the button. Oh no, the animation's not playing properly. Well, that's okay. All right, aicad, speed, balls, excellent. And what is IcyD taken? I appreciate that they kept to the same sides. I swear, when players like swap sides mid-series, my brain just melts. And missile spec coming in for IcyD. Saber Dog, just nice. Yeah, we've seen a bunch of Saber Dog today. And it looks like we got some Sledge Marksman. IcyD taking a standard setup. Going with horizontal sledges, even though you're against the balls. You know, theoretically not quite as strong early, but if the player ends up selling out of balls, yada yada yada, I mean, horizontal sledge is better against everything else, right? Still, I'm addicted to vertical sledges. Gotta drop them. Ooh, oh, I thought he was just making like a little L. Nah, just some fangs. Alright, alright. Fangs picked up for aicad. Want some chaff right on the line. Question is... I mean, this guy's still gonna end up shooting at the balls, right? Gonna be like, what? 1, 2... I mean, first couple shots will go into fangs for sure. Ooh, actually locked onto fangs for 3 shots. Very nice. Only 1 shot getting off onto the balls themselves. And actually, because they were dragged into the turret first, these horizontal sledgehammers are still only being targeted 1 at a time. So, IcyD understanding a little bit better than I do how that flow is going to go. Still, balls getting the cleanup round 1. Alright, how is IcyD planning on shoring up this defense? Fire Badger coming out. You know, without any chaff clear established, Fire Badger, very nice in general. Are they running napalm? They are indeed. Also counterfire. Definitely. Would not be surprised if we see range and napalm getting clicked this game. Anything else, probably a little surprised. We have a Wraith coming out hard in the corner for aicad. And we are getting right into a proper Wraith ball comp. They picked up the Phoenix in the drop, it looks like. A little bit of a crawler flank. Fangs up front. I do like having these Fang packs, you know, in front of the sledges and all that. Ooh, that's a fantastic missile. Wraith got moved hard from the exact corner, so it's not going to take, you know, a little bit of chip damage. But, yeah, that's a brutal missile. Oof. Alright, 3 marksmen, certainly enough to be able to handle a Wraith and a couple Phoenix. These crawlers on the deep flank, though, are going to be threatening this tower. And the balls are tanking so well. With that tower take, Wraith should be able to chew everything up. And iCad off to a really solid start with some early tempo. Ooh, ball level. That's big. Wasp form snapped very quickly by iCad, followed shortly by IcyD. Am I crazy? Did he not already have fangs here? I feel like you don't want to do this center wasp form against fangs. Unless do all of them go for this tower? I feel like I'd be too scared of having to fight 2 fang packs and actually losing. AA clicked already on the marksman. Very, very fast. Taking this Wraith threat extremely seriously. So, I haven't played a ton of Wraith Ball. Is, like, 4th marksman coming out? Is there a line where you actually just sell out of Wraith after the AA click? Always hated the center wasp drop. Loses to the standard response of fangs behind tower. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, this drop will beat 1 pack of fangs, but it loses to the 2. Always wins if you drop it either side. Yeah. Right? Missile to at least take out some of the wasps. Still, it'll get tower. Second Badger to clean up the flank. I'm a bit worried that these crawlers are going to activate this missile. Feels like a bit of a waste. Alright. Second Wraith added, beaconing the Wraith and those level 2 balls into tower as fast as they can. 4 or 5 wasps making it in to start firing at IcyD's tower. Meanwhile, the fangs up top completely clearing up that wasp drop. Both towers dropping at about the same time, and IcyD's got to shore something up here. Oof, how did they not turn? I think they were just deployed too far inside, right? They, ooh, Lightning Storm for iCad. And for IcyD. Like, they were, what, here by the time the wasp spawned? And the wasps were spawned, like, as far back as they could be. So I think they just got sucked into these fangs as they were coming up. I was really close, though. If these guys, yeah, if they were behind the tower, 100% they turned. This is a dangerous beacon. There's nothing in the way. It feels like iCad's just taking over this game. I'm actually kind of surprised these guys haven't leveled yet. I guess they've been stuck mostly fighting chaff, so haven't gotten the really juicy XP. Yeah, look. Yeah, these guys are, like, so much. They're so ahead in XP. I guess kind of getting to wrap around, take out the tower. IcyD needs to drop a shield here. So worried about this tower. I feel like he needs a shield, tower level. And then what? They need some actual reliable ground DPS. Like, the balls are tanking pretty well. Still only rank 1 marksman. It's just too many shots, right? Like, it's 2,300 a shot. It's 3 shots each to get through the rank 1 steel balls. Alright, extra vertical sledge. Alright, shield and a tower level on the right. I don't know if that's the right tower to level. Uh-oh. Alright, let's see if this Lightning Storm can get anything accomplished. Slowing down the balls, slowing down the Wraith. Actually, that Lightning Storm from IcyD is proving to be absolutely devastating. Marksman turning, not going to prevent the tower debuff. Might have if there was a level. But alright. Alright. Wraith's still going to clean everything up. At least it's not a ton of damage this round, but at under 2,000 health coming into round 5, IcyD needs to pull something out of their hat. What tricks have they got? Wasp for iCad. And it's good to level the tower that the donuts are running at. Absolutely. Absolutely. That tower needs a level 100%. It just kind of feels bad when you have a tower this open, right? Like, there was nothing there. Nothing. So that was such an easy beacon. think this is the hard part when you're playing defense, right? If you take too many rounds to kind of shore up your initial side and actually answer the push coming in, you just get punished so hard on the other. Still, I like the boat. I like the Badger. Does the rank 3 Wasp kill the Overlord? I think the Overlord's gonna get distract enough. Ooh, but this Crawler's to distract. I'm not sure 100% how to call this. I feel like the Wasp Wraith has a slight advantage. Yeah, take out a Fang, why not? I'd like to see some, like a Crawler flank here, or something from IcyD, try to pull some of these balls back. Obviously they can be beaconed forward, but beacon's being spent on the other side. Alright. Boat starting to fire at the Wasps, although I think it's locked onto the Wraith there now. Ooh, taken out so fast. So fast. Wraith on the right taken out. Ooh, tower does get taken on the left. And the second tower pop. This is a lot of damage. It's really scary. But it feels like IcyD has the pieces that they need to actually take this game back. 1154 health is not a lot. So the question is, are there gut shots that I can actually throw out here? Nano repair kit. I mean, nano into boat is kind of okay. I mean, the boat, I don't know. The boats do enough damage. I feel like they can get through it. Hackers for IcyD. Napalm on the Badgers. Do not mind the napalm. Hackers. I guess they're trying to, well, pack the balls, right? Boat got sold off. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I was honestly expecting more boats. Solid oil. It's gonna get lit. I almost feel like you'd want it up for a turn first, but you know, you're doing what you can. Nice missile. Wasp's not getting beaconed away, so that'll slam that pack. Interesting. I need to play with hackers more. I feel like I really don't understand this unit yet. Interesting. Range picked up on the hackers already. Hackers are good if they have time to scale, but not sure he has. Yeah, right? Like, iCad's just won 5 rounds in a row. This is scary. Let's see if the napalm makes a difference. Ground Fire City. Unfortunately, those rank 3 balls, you need a lot of DPS to get through them. Hackers starting to work on the balls. Okay. Hang on. Left side isn't completely crushed. Marksman taking out one of the Wraiths. Balls getting stalled out a long time. Still managed to take the tower, though. Ooh. Hacker not able to complete that one. Is that... That is just barely enough for game. And we are 1-1 in the series. All right. Game 3, iCad IcyD. See what happens. iCad picking up cost control, sledges and marksman. Fantastic. Love me some cost control. What is IcyD gonna go for? Ah, hey, they flipped sides on me. IcyD's red now. All right. I'm gonna do my best to not call them by each other's names. Missile spec, been getting a lot of play today. Hey, very cool. All right. Come on, IcyD. Titan rush. Oh, you don't have fire. You can't do it. That's all right. We'll just play some aggro sledge. Does have mech range. Does have range. Still, unlikely to see aggro, like, unlikely to see carry sledge coming out. It's a very wide deployment. Feel like IcyD's a little lucky when the Chungas got sold off. Selling off his own rapid fire cannon, getting some chaff. Yeah, this guy does get sucked into the rapid fire cannon a little bit. It's interesting, kind of mid-range hound sledge. The hounds are going to get in front of the sledges. I feel like you probably wanted the sledges a little bit further forward. Oh, they are nudging them. And this guy got pulled inwards. I like that a little bit more. No reason to toss away units round one. Ooh, sun is shining. Very nice. I wonder if they're in line. Are they planning on clicking Mech Rage? Dogs eating the initial marksman shots. You don't mind that. Better than the sledges, I suppose. Crawlers getting in, but not quite enough to wreck house. Although, actually, they are chewing up that tower. With this debuff, can IcyD take round one? Feels so close. Yeah, they got it. Alright, alright. Marginal win, but we'll take it. Phantom Ray for iCad. IcyD. And Phantom Ray playable. Rhino probably makes the most sense here. Void Eyes could also be played. They do end up going for the Phantom Ray. Wondering what they're going to do with it. I feel like the Phantom Ray here isn't a ton of value in the direct hit, but hey, they are disagreeing, so I'm curious what they see that I don't. I guess I'm just a little overly concerned about the marksman having a decent matchup into the Phantom Rays. But at the same time, there's no chaff clear. The marksmen aren't actually getting through anyways. Hound over here will at least slow down the crawler ray. Yeah, the missile is up. See, I was thinking like something like you just drop the Phantom Ray in the flank, you missile these guys, get a free tower. Ooh. Pull on the bottom left, opening up iCad's tower a bit. No beacon to direct things straight into it. Looks like we're gonna have the faster tower pop coming out from these phantoms. Ball's getting a tower in response. I hadn't actually noticed the ball's getting added, or at least hadn't mentioned. Ball's doing good work this round, and, you know, Phantom Ray just in the clump doing work. Ooh, got a level, too. Love to see it. Redeploy for iCad. Very cool. Could see redeploy, yeah, for IcyD. I think that makes the most sense. You don't really have anything big enough that you want to slap a regen on, or a absorption module. What's the name of it? Yeah, it's not quite regen. Excuse me. Oil and a fire badger for iCad. I'm gonna burn up those hounds and crawlies. Phantom Ray moved into the flank, or moved to protect the flank. Ooh, Farseer from IcyD. Would indeed be able to handle the Phantom Rays. Don't mind it. So, one really good thing from iCad having done that aggressive Phantom Ray play is it's put IcyD into a defensive posture on the right side of the map. So, whereas initially IcyD would have loved to kind of just spread out a little bit flatter, right, really threaten iCad's board, you know, as one unified front, there's now some forces lagging behind. We'll have to see if that really makes a big difference, but, hey, you know, worth a note. Okay, so there's that beacon I mentioned last round wasn't in place, right, to actually guide things into the open tower, or the opening that this flank is providing. Sledge in the bottom right, gonna really continue the flank. And actually, the oil getting lit means these steel balls get to just fly right past the defenses. Ooh, marksman. You know what? There's enough damage to take them all out, but do the Phantom Rays manage to snag the tower anyways, and does it matter? Ooh, does get the tower. Does get the tower. Farseer getting a little bit of cleanup in the meantime. Wait, does the Farseer... Okay, okay. I was like, does the Farseer actually clear the board here? That would have been crazy. The answer is no. Does not. Alright. Fire helping out a lot. I was worried that not having the slow on the balls might have been a problem. Ooh, Javelin. And that Javelin's gonna land. IcyD just went for a skip there, I believe. I don't see anything elsewise. Fire Badger actually on the line on this flank here. Interesting, interesting. Don't normally see that. I don't mind it. Deep Phoenix flank. Like it. Love it. One for aicad, only +1 attack for IcyD. Does move the Farseer over, which will take care of these Phoenix. Very nice. Move makes sense. You know, no more Phantom Ray over here. Meh. It's not like the Farseer and Hounds had a ton of tower pressure. Range for the Hounds makes a lot of sense. Ray level. You have to imagine iCad takes this round with how good this tungsten rod is, right? Orbital Javelin. I don't know how to not call it tungsten rod. I believe it gets everything there. Oh, no. Ooh, alright. One ball slips out. I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm going to be real. Still, that's a lot of crawlers, and they're heavily uncontested. Tower has been fortified, however. So they're not going to get a quick and sneaky pop. Still, that one steel ball on a sliver of health just being a real hero. And that's the round for IcyD. Man, I thought iCad would have had that one. Alright, iCad going for a skip. IcyD... potentially enhancement module stuff with the steel ball, but I think you like this level 2 steel ball. Okay, Vulcans coming down for iCad. Interesting. I mean, they're pretty good into this board, no? Rank 2 balls. If you click Scorch and get levels, but like, you're relying on other stuff to kill the balls, right? You want the marksman too. Has access to Incendiary Bomb and Best Partner. Farseer added on the right, gonna keep that flank nice and safe. I always get worried seeing super open tower like this. I'm like, you just put a Stormcaller right here. But I guess if iCad does that, like, what do they actually clean up in the meantime? They just clean up the flank? Some fangs? So it wouldn't be the highest value since iCad isn't in, like, an aggressive position themselves. So, you know, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Beaconing straight into tower again. Nice little missile on the right. Feeling it's not going to click the marksman. More concerned about getting the fangs. Feels like iCad developed their board a lot more this round. Steel balls starting to get stuck on these sledges in the wall. Still pushing through pretty quick, Hound's clearing the way. Vulcan just a bit too big to get taken out by those balls, though. Only a couple left once they made it into range. Tower gonna get taken out here. And then Phantom Ray, yeah. Wait, who wins here? Oh, that Vulcan was already low health. Ooh, through the debuff? Nah. Alright. Small round win for IcyD. Sandworm? Sandworm looks good here for AC. Melting point for aicad. Is that a hold or a sell? They are going to actually drop it on their board. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if they're just doing that to kind of hedge against a sandworm play. I think boat was offered there as well. I guess melting point is fine against Overlord. Well, you already have Marksman developed, so you're probably not worried about that. Is it actually just to deal with potential Sandworm? Triple Worm with Replicate. Love it. Beaconing right into tower. Whoa. Okay. We have energy diffractions. We got multi-melters coming in real fast. What's that put their range to? 85? Yeah, that's real heckin' short. Interesting. I mean, that's going to be really strong against the worms. You know, balls were still over there. Would be good against them as well. Do all right into the Phantom Race. All right, Vulcan multi-melter. Comp a choice for aicad. I think I would have liked to have seen these worms sticking together, especially with Replicate. Like, there's this effect where you get, like, if you can get, like, especially multiple Replicate rounds with worms all stacked up, it just gets overwhelming. But, you know, let's see what happens. I am not the god of this game. Multi-melter going for a bit of a walk on the left there, kind of leaving his Vulcan high and dry to try to fight these worms off, and it's just not going to work. Worm on the right getting taken out by the melter. We're with the tower pop on the left. Ooh, these worms are doing work. Melter really needed to be on the inside of the tower? Yeah. No, the melter getting pulled into the flank like that just didn't even have a chance this round. So they have a redeploy. Quick and not too difficult to fix. Incendiary bomb for both players. Do you blind click Sprinkler here as IcyD? I don't mind it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, there's the melter. Oopsies. There's the melter positioning getting fixed. And aicad has a really, really solid board here. Ooh, more worms added? Nope. And that's an undo. Like this fire. I'm going to take out some chaff. I'm going to take out a marksman. Actually, going to take out... Oh, no, this guy will move out. Extra melting point and getting added onto the left. I feel like if you're putting a melting point here anyways, just put it there. Whatever. It's not bad having the higher XP one on the inside. It's more likely to survive, get damage, level up. Don't mind it. Range picked up, always useful when you already have multi-selected. Move one, buy a new one, redeploy value. Hell yeah. Okay. Change their mind. Melting point added to the far right. Ooh. Good bubble. Gonna prevent most of this fire damage. I'll have to see how much the hounds clear up. I feel like with this fixed melter position, aicad's board is just kind of unstoppable. Wasps were added. I didn't see if they have any techs. Yeah, aicad's board is scaling so hard right now. Multi-melters on the right, just cleaning house. Can this low multi-melter on the left actually get through the worms fast enough is the question. One worm making it to tower. There's a pop. The second worm on the left didn't get destroyed in time. Ooh. And these multi-melters are not quite able to get through the worms fast enough. Oof, 434 health for iCad. Levels on the worms, you hate to see it, although a level on the multi-melter. Hey, redeployment, let's move those multi-melters around more. Shield airdrop makes a lot more sense, though. Absolutely. Ooh, alright. All the worms getting stacked on the right. Tungsten Rod is available for iCad. Okay, so EMP was picked up on the wasps. Makes sense. EMP pretty heckin' strong into Melter. Pretty useful, pretty useful. Okay. Melter levels make sense. Wasps for iCad. Is he gonna click range on them? Did you click AA here? EMP themselves. Okay. Okay, so wanting to turn replicate off on the worms. How long does the wasp EMP last? It doesn't actually say. I'm not sure offhand how long the wasp EMP lasts. I don't feel like it's that long. I wonder, are the worms able to just burrow, drop the EMP, come back? Ooh. Subterranean blitz on the crawlers. I like it. Already does have that +2 defense. Look at this little patch of oil left over. EMP always lasts slightly longer than the unit that uses its attack speed. Okay, so it's like 1.4 seconds. It's, yeah, like, I feel like in my head I'm like, what, 3-4 seconds for the EMP? Oh, excuse me. Tungsten Rod takes out a pack of wasp. Don't mind it, but you were definitely looking to get those Phantom Rays. Worms coming in fast on the right here. Ooh. Hard to tell. Worms getting EMP'd. Ooh, but those wasps getting cleaned up. Towers getting popped. And is IcyD just going to be able to take this game through sheer tempo? Ooh. Worms ignore the bubble. Melter goes down. That's a lot of wasps left, but... Ooh, Farce here just slowly plugging through, and is that it? That's game. IcyD wins the series. Well played. IcyD 2-1 over iCad. Looks like that is the end of the games for today. Let us go ahead and take a look at the bracket. Wow. All right. So, Narayan and IcyD getting through Group B of the round of 8. And we now have our top 4 decided. We have Cursed, Narayan, Steel Sane, and IcyD, who will play through, I believe this is another GSL bracket. And that'll be next Sunday, December 7th at 8 a.m. Central Standard, 5 p.m. Moscow time. And then December 14th, same time, should be the finals of whoever gets into the top 2 here. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let us join everyone else's mice in just freaking out.